Well, hello there, fabulous authors. I wanted to check in with you today because we dropped a really great video this morning all about 3 ways that you can be creating your own marketing images for your social media, for your blog, for your newsletter. And I wanted to check in and give you just a couple of more tips. So here's the deal. With the video this morning, we talked about 3 ways you can be creating these marketing graphics. Now, when I'm talking about this particular type of marketing graphics, I am not talking about the pretty stylized bookstagram style images that I frequently teach about. I am talking about pictures of you that you are putting on social media, you with your book, just you doing bookish things, all of those things that you need to represent your brand. Because you know, as an author, you are the face of your brand. You have to have that personal connection with your fans. So that means getting your face out there, that means getting your voice out there, and that means doing things like taking photos. That means doing things like being on video. That means representing your brand in a personal and real way, whether it's an in-person event or it's through your social media. So having pictures of you on your social media feed is important, but I am not talking about selfies. Selfies are not at all what we want to be doing when we are creating these marketing images. Now, it's okay to have selfies every once in a while. Hey, Susie, thanks for joining. It's okay to have selfies every once in a while, but that does not look high-end. That does not look professional. That is more of an in-the-moment thing. And you should have them every once in a while, but I would almost recommend that you save that for Instagram stories. If you want to have a professional appearance within your social media feeds, your newsletters, and your blogs, you have to have professional-looking photos. But that does not mean you have to hire a professional every single time. I always say, hire a professional at least once and get one good photo shoot with a lot of lifestyle images and a really good author headshot. Make sure you have at least one set of professional images from a trained photographer. But after that, you can do your own thing. I take my own photos all the time, and don't get me wrong, I am a professional photographer, so I do have a little bit of an edge, but that does not mean you can't do it either, or you can't do it too. You have to do it too. You can absolutely do that, and the video we dropped this morning gives you 3 ways that you can be handling this, how to create this for you and for the people in your world. So check that out if you have not seen that. Check that out now before you go any further, because I want to give you a few tips on how to actually get these photos once you've figured out which of those 3 ways you're doing these photos. So after you've picked if you are doing it with a friend, if you are doing it with a timer, if you're doing it with a remote shutter release, you then need to actually take these images. So I want to talk to you about how you are going to be doing them. So a lot of people think as they are taking photos of themselves or as they are taking as they're taking photos of other people for those other people, that the person or the subject of that photo has to be looking at the camera. And yes, that is a good thing. You should have some photos where you are looking straight onto camera, smiling, happy, nice, and lovely, because it connects you with your viewers. But that does not mean those are the only photos you should be taking. In fact, a lot of times with marketing, it's actually going to be more beneficial to have images that are a little bit more lifestyle-like and a little bit less straight on and posed toward the camera. So if you go through my feed, if you look at my different images, a lot of what I do does not have people looking straight into camera. They will be looking off to the side, they'll be looking up at something, they will be walking along and not paying attention, it'll be shot from behind. There's a lot of really great ways that you can connect with fans without having that eye contact within your image. And this is really important because you can use what you're doing to direct them where you want them to look. Do you want them attached to your face the entire time, or do you want them to be reading the words on your graphic? If you take a look at my images in a lot of the thumbnails from my videos that I'm doing, or on a lot of my promotional images, I will be looking off to the side and I will put the words right here. So if I'm looking here, my gaze is directing you where I want you to look. You can still see me, you can still connect with me, but I'm directing you to those words. It's really important that you direct them where you want them to look. Do you need them staring at you the whole time? Probably not. Now, if you go through some of my images, I've got some really great ones where I'm looking off to the side or I'm walking away. I've even got some with my hair behind me, just trailing down my back, and it's just a picture of my hair behind me. You can't actually see any of my face. These are really good because it shows that human connection, it shows who you are, shows what you're doing, but it does not demand that they sit there and have that really long, intense eye contact with you. And you definitely should have some of those. There are some videos and some photos because we're not talking about videos today. There are some photos where you absolutely need to be looking straight at camera. That's going to get people's attention. If they are scrolling through their Facebook feed and they see you looking right at them, that will get their attention. It is important to have that as well, but you want to make sure you are using your gaze, using what you're doing, using your stance to kind of guide them where you want them to look. So my tip to you is, as you are going through these photos, yes, get some where you are smiling and happy, looking straight into camera, but also get some looking here, and here, and here, and here, and here. Make sure that they are looking different places in your imagery so that when you are creating your promo graphics, you can then add words and direct them there. Or maybe you're doing something else within the photo. Like I tend to throw glitter a lot in some of my photos, and I need to make sure that people are directed toward that. Taking the time to create a bunch of different lifestyle images is going to be very beneficial to you. Now, it doesn't end there. Yes, I want you to have straight onto camera. Yes, I want you to have guided expressions so that they know where to look within the image, but I also want you to do very lifestyle things. So, sit down at a cafe table and drink coffee and have a picture of that. Sit down at your computer and have a picture down of your hands on the keys. It does not have to have your face in it every single time, and it does not have to have your whole body. You can have parts of you, like your hands on a keyboard. You can have your hands with the teacup near your book. You could have your hands opening your book. You could have a picture of yourself walking away. You could have a picture from your waist down, so it's just got your feet walking past a bench that's maybe kind of bookish because it's in front of a library. There are a lot of things that you can do to really get people's interest without having to be on camera and full on to camera the whole time. So sit down, make a list, get those straight onto camera, get the directed gaze images, and then get the lifestyle photos and knock it out all at once. When you decide if you are using a friend, a timer, or a remote shutter release, figure out what you want to do. Take one afternoon and knock out all of these photos in different outfits all at the same time, and then parse it out throughout the coming weeks or months so that you can use it on your social media. I do this a lot within all of my businesses. I batch create and I get everything done at once, and then I parse it out throughout the rest of the weeks and the months, and that really helps because I'm creating in one group, in one batch, in one time, and then I can use it later on. So as I'm feeling the inspiration for whatever it is I'm doing, I'm creating it all at once so that it goes a little bit faster, and it's very streamlined for me because I'm being creative all at the same time and my head's in the right space for it. And then I can reuse that content later on throughout whatever it is that I'm doing over the weeks and months. Batch creation is super important, and it does not end with creating content for newsletters, blogs, social media, and the other things you're doing within your author brand, but it extends all the way to something like creating the imagery you are using on your social media. And you can use this for your personal photos, for your brand, not necessarily for what you put on your personal Facebook page, but you can use it for your personal imagery that you are using on your Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, whatever feeds. And then you can use that within your Bookstagram style photos that you are creating or the other marketing graphics you're creating. You can use that for any type of content that you are creating, and it really, really helps, especially if you make yourself a list and then just check it off as you go. If you are doing a photo shoot, whether it's with a friend or by yourself with your remote shutter release or your timer, have that list, cross everything off, and do not go home until you have what you need. That way you don't miss anything, and you make sure you're covered for a month, 2 months, 3 months, however long you're doing it for. You do have the opportunity to knock out months worth of content in one afternoon if you plan for it right. So sit down, figure out what you're going to need to put out on your social media, write everything down that you need, and then take a day and knock it all out. That way you can just grab it when you need to and put it on whatever social media, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, blog, newsletter, website, platform that you needed to go on when you needed to go on, because you already have it created from last month and you can just pop it in where you need it. Now, if you have more questions about your photo shoots, about what you're planning to do, about what you should be wearing, about how you should be editing your photos, about how you should be adding words to your photos, let me know. Jump down in the comments below, tell me exactly what you're thinking, tell me where your hangups are, because I want to make a video and an article to address these problems for you so that we can make sure that we get it handled and get it out of the way so that you can grow your author brand, engage your fans, and empower and equip them to do more marketing for you. I'm K.m. Robinson, creator of Reading Transforms and K.m. Robinson Photography, and author of the Golden Trilogy and the Jada Duology. And you can check out www.readingtransforms.com, which will give you access to our online communities, our online courses, our on-demand trainings, our mini trainings, our webinars, our free master courses, our articles, our resources, our tutorials, our videos, and the amazing projects that we're working on over at Reading Transforms. Yes, we're busy. You can also jump into community.readingtransforms.com. That'll kick you over to our closed Facebook group. I'm in there all the time teaching on the social media algorithms, which are consistently bogging down your posts and keeping your fans from seeing you. I teach you how to work within those algorithms, how to avoid the algorithms, how to beat the algorithms. We talk about marketing your book, branding your author brand, and we talk about engaging your fans and equipping them and empowering them to get out there and market better for you. It's a great group of really amazing authors who are in the exact same place that you are, learning to do the same things that you are and want to support you and help you grow your business right alongside of them. It's amazing, and I hope you'll join us. Thanks so much for joining us for this video. Again, let me know what you think down in the comments. Tell me where your hangups are, because I will address those for you, and we will get you on the right track for getting your social media marketing to be even better than it already is. You guys have a fabulous day, and stay inspired.